Anyways, I was just kicking back, relaxing, watching No Jumper, seeing that a couple of ZackTV's friends were on there, and they were asking his friends about ZackTV. So I was like, let me check this out. Then they started asking, was his death related to Kenneka Jenkins? And then his buddies start to go into depth about it all and everything, the calls and everything he was getting. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show y'all. I'm not gonna sit here and tell y'all, but give everybody 5 more seconds. Let everybody get in here. Shout out to everybody in here supporting. Appreciate that. All my slimes in attendance. Drop those snakes in the chat. Let me put up the chat real quick. Turn on all messages. What's going on, everybody?
What's up?
Alright, so we gonna dive right into it. We ain't gonna waste no time. Shout outs to everybody that's in here. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Share the video. Sub up if y'all ain't subbed. Hope everybody's doing good and hope everybody's feeling good tonight. Let's get into it. Here we go, y'all.
Can you give us some more information, even though it's a touchy subject? Can you, like, the day that he died, he was at a club. Can y'all break down more so what? Because there was a lot of, I guess, allegations of what happened and stuff. A lot of people thought it had something to do with the Kenneka Jenkins case.
It was. I'm gonna let that be known. It was nothing about the It was nothing about the interview. I mean the Kenneka Jenkins shit. That shit was like,
oh yeah, that's one allegation motherfuckers on touch.
Why do y'all think people assumed his death had something to do with that in the first place? Where was all that even coming from?
Cause when the Kenneka Jenkins shit happened, bro was the first one to like pick up the case. He wanted to show everybody the truth to that shit.
Yeah.
Like nobody they was hiding that shit. Even the mother,
Yeah.
So like he was the one to step out of his comfort zone, his all that shit to go do that shit.
Yeah, he went deep into that shit though, bro. He did, bro. But his death really didn't have nothing to do with that shit for real. We see that shit everywhere, bro. Just one thing I really wanted us to touch on for real.
That's crazy. He said even the mother. And his homie right here is saying that's something that they really wanted to touch on. Because I guess a lot of people always, they hear Zach, they relate his death to Kenneka.
Yeah,
he was just getting behind the scenes of that shit for what's really going on.
Conspiracy shit, y'all cut that shit out for real.
Yeah, but that case was that big in Chicago that people thought like the government or something wanted to get him out the paint, or people like politicians because he was like shedding light to some crazy stuff that could have happened to this black girl at a hotel and shoot.
Helmet, what's up, my boy? They talking about the Kenneka case right now and why they might have wanted to take Zach out because of it.
Yeah, the thing is though, he was getting calls though. He was getting threats
from what type of calls? Like
it was one video that he got a call, some shit. They like stay out of that shit, this and that, and he got a text before somebody saying like don't continue to like stop that shit.
Yeah,
bro, and so I could see why they saying this shit.
Yeah,
but
you guys know what that makes me think about when the mother and Jedediah came out and said that they had the whole rally ready to go and protest, and the mother just came out of nowhere and told Jedediah, oh, we gotta stop the rally. Jedediah kept saying in the video, she kept saying they kept telling me I gotta stop, but she wasn't making no sense, Jedediah said, but she kept saying they want me to stop the rally, we gotta stop the rally. And if you go watch the video I put up, Jedediah's like, what are you talking about? We're gonna make history. I got all these people together. I got all these water bottles, food. We're gonna protest for your daughter. And she just didn't want to do it. I guess one of the last times that she ended up calling it off when they protested.
That's not why he died.
You think at the time he was scared to keep like pursuing it? Because I feel like he still kept like doing interviews about it, and like he wasn't really like getting
that shit got real. I ain't gonna lie.
But he was too deep in, so he like he like he can't turn back. He just did more research.
I remember he called his mom, my mom and them, all their ass aunties and shit. Like, he used to call their ass and let them know, a lot of message type shit. Bro, he was telling their ass like this shit getting scary or some shit, like motherfuckers calling unknown numbers and shit like that. Bro, so it was getting, he was just telling them like,
Not to pause the video again either. And Zach is not no scary dude. Zach was his job. He was one of the only people at the time that was interviewing people in Chicago. One street over, he'd go interview the BDs. Then he'll go to the next street over and interview the GDs, which is the other street's ops. You know what I mean? But you can easily get backdoor, caught up in the war. And, he still was walking around. People was letting him do the interviews because he was a cool-ass dude.
Pray over him and shit like that, shit. Motherfuckers, took it as, did what he said, and, that's how that shit go.
All right, but to clear that up, y'all saying his shit had nothing to do with Kenneka Jenkins for sure.
No, at all.
Can y'all break down the day that so what was actually going on that day that he actually passed away? He went to a club.
Yeah, he was at a club with his artist. He had 2 artists.
Yeah.
He came. I think he was coming from Vegas.
What's up,
shit.
Helmet?
Yeah.
He came in town.
Yeah.
I see you.
He took their head downtown and shit.
So it was a club downtown.
It was like a little show type shit.
Yeah.
Like
he tried to get them to perform and shit, put them on. And it was some niggas in the crowd who ain't like the artists and shit.
Yeah.
And they was trying to get on stage while they performing and shit. Zach like, nah, he calmed it down while they was in the club. So I guess they took that shit as like disrespect a little bit, they still ain't with it. Like,
yeah.
After the shit, his artists and shit drunk as hell. He telling them like, get in the car. He in the car. He telling them get in the car and shit. They still coming out the club drunk as hell. I guess people.
The slime world.
Shit,
Yeah.
The ops and shit. They watching. They wait till you pull off. Motherfuckers telling what car they in. They follow that car. And not too long later that shit happened.
Did a priest or anyone from a Catholic church in Rhode Island ever touch?
That's crazy. I remember they had the whole thing on film and everything, remember? They're going to talk about that right now.
And the artists, were these people that like from y'all hood? Like they from the hundreds? These people y'all know or anything? Or
yeah, they're around the hundreds for sure.
Right. So he was trying to put on people from y'all block, pretty much.
Yeah, that's what it was. He was trying to put people on. I don't think was they exactly from the hundreds. They from the hundreds though. They from down the way. So it was on some shit like that. That's what it was, bro.
So would you say it was a case where these dudes who shot up that car, that they were happy to kill Zach, or was it a thing where like he was just collateral damage because they really just wanted the other guys?
Type shit.
That was, the other people, they was the target, but I feel like they didn't give a about,
right?
They still like you too type shit,
right?
They didn't even get the other people.
On some shit like you with them type shit. That's how that shit go sometimes. But when that shit, how that shit go.
No bad.
It's like they ain't, that shit different. I ain't gonna lie, brother.
Were y'all familiar with the artists at the time? Like, did y'all know who they were? Like, was he telling y'all, yo, these are my artists?
Yeah.
This is what I'm pushing?
Yeah.
Like, them people he knew for years.
Yeah, he trying to push them. That's what it was. He trying to push these artists bro.
That's why he even moved like that, like trying to protect them and tell them come on shit.
So more so his homies / just people he trying to do business with.
Yeah. He had a heart for them bro. You see what he trying to do? Trying to put them in position. So yeah, that's what it was. He was trying to push them.
Like,
so basically they're saying
that shit.
He was at this club, this party, because his artist that he promotes and had was going to perform there. So he's making sure they're good. He's making sure they're performing. And somebody who had beef with his artist followed them out the club. There's a lot of different stories to this. Some people say they followed Zach out the club. And some people warned him. Some people are saying, no, they followed the dude out the club.
Came in between that type of shit, bro.
And they not from the hundreds. I know where they were from. Like, what part of Chicago was his art? Because one of the artists is Fresh, right? AME Fresh or
T
Streets, right?
Yeah.
All right, and then supposedly, so from what I heard and what I seen, I guess some dudes try to approach Zach and like, yo, we not finna let Fresh perform. and Zach ended up like overriding it and letting him perform still. Then he went out to the car and was like, yo.
Wow, this is big information right here. This is the first time I'm hearing this. And this is Remo. He's from Chicago. He works on No Jumper now, so he gets that intel. And he's saying somebody said we're not going to let AMG Fresh perform to Zach. So that makes sense, all right? They're beefing with his artist.
He was kind of basically trying to tell bro, like, the niggas in there ain't with you type shit. We need to get on down.
Yeah.
But I guess Fresh was the one that was like overly drunk.
Yeah, folks. So you weren't really hearing that shit, you know?
Oh, and Zach probably
He probably
told
heard bro,
him.
but he wasn't hearing bro.
But where Fresh from? Like what? Like
I
watch
think
it
they're
back.
from around Eaglewood or some shit.
Eaglewood, all right, for sure. And then the other guy was T Street.
Yeah.
And him and Fresh locked in or whatever.
Yeah.
But not the T Streets from King Von.
Nah, not that.
Nah.
Whole different guy.
Got it.
Bozo.
But all right, so
You're out supposed to perform a song, get a bag. Not to mention you're out in Chicago where you're wanted, you know, people want to get you, and you're sloppy drunk. Not one night can you be, you know, decent and get that damn bag.
I guess the video went viral.
Now Zach, I know
Someone
he don't
filmed
really
it from
get
like
bag.
an apartment or whatever.
Yeah, from the top
From
view.
the top, you
Yeah.
can kind of see what happened. A lot of people thought that it was some backdoor shit because everyone drove off and left him in the car, all that type of stuff.
I remember that.
I guess now in hindsight, y'all kind of know what happened and stuff. But when it first dropped, was y'all looking at it like, damn, what the
I even think his baby mother was there, left him there, jumped over in another car and drove off. Shit looked wicked weird. T Street's baby mother.
Because people were kind of mad at Fresh and Street for just leaving Zach in the car.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. The way that the way it just blew up and how that shit happened, it looked like it. I ain't gonna lie. Like
They both left
back,
Zach
it looked
there
like
and they were
some
looking
backdoor
for
It looked like some backdoor shit
like
at
they
the
getting
time.
out the car, switching cars, some shit.
That shit looked all walking and shit from, you know?
Yeah.
When I saw that shit, I'm like,
Then T
bro.
Streets
But
went to
do
the
you
police station and
Think that? Do you actually think it was a backdoor situation?
Thinking about it now, I feel like it was just on some like he was just in the, you know, he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time type shit.
Right.
I don't think it was no backdoor shit.
Yeah.
No, I ain't gonna lie.
Because, I mean, now when you see, like, those... Because, if I'm wrong, Fresh and T Streets both got killed after the fact, right? Or are they still here?
Nope.
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, they're both still... All right, so that's what I was saying. So I just saw... In hindsight, it seemed like people were out to get them regardless of the situation.
Like 2
and Zach
days
ended
after?
up just being in the car with them and kind of just got... But when it first initially hit, everyone was like, yo, how did his homies just drive off and leave him in the car? So I can
That's
see why I
dirty.
thought... Because
His
everyone thought it was some
artist-
backdoor shit at first.
Wait, let's get this straight. Not to mention that was his artist who he went on a rant for you guys to perform there when people are telling him, you know, some serious dudes, hey, he's not gonna perform. And you know, Zach, oh, these my artists, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Get shot for y'all, and you get in your baby mother's car and drive off on him. That's dirty. Go to the police station the next day, because you probably found out it's on film online everywhere, and then they leave you stinking a day after that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I definitely did too. Everybody did.
Hell yeah. Bro.
Which one of them was the ones that went to like the police station and went live?
No
I remember
love
one
in
of
these
them.
streets.
Like I don't know if it was live back then because it wasn't live, but he did a video where he was like at the police station, kind of like trying to clear his name a
T
little.
Streets.
Oh, so T Street, he was wearing like a red shirt.
I think it was T Streets.
Break down from what was that video about? Because it was an old video, but I remember him like trying to somewhat clear it up.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, like the whole shit.
Don't play with me. I remember this shit like yesterday, man. T Streets went in there, recognized the lady in the police station, everything. You was my 5th grade teacher. Everybody got mad. Like, what did he tell her?
Chicago thought bro did it. So like they was all, you know, after you got a name like that, they on you a target, you know. So he just want to clear all that shit up. He was just there for a while, you know. Just, doing what he got to do.
And how long was it after that both Fresh and Streets was killed? Like, was it like an immediate thing or years later?
I think T Streets died damn near like a week after.
A week after? Damn, that's crazy.
He
Yeah,
was on the
Fred died.
side of the road for 24
Like-
hours before he was found.
Was it like months after some shit?
Months after.
Yeah.
So still in the same year, it was pretty much
Something around that. Yeah.
everyone that was in that car ended up.
That type shit. Hell yeah.
That's crazy.
Insane.
That's Wow, that's Chicago for you, bro. That's the right folk.
Real shit.
If you enjoyed that clip, make sure you become a member for only $5 a month. It really helps support us, and it also gives you.
That's Chicago for you, gang. Shout out Adam22, no jumper clips. What y'all think about that? Hopefully that cleared some stuff up for some people who still think, he was, unalive for other reasons. So pretty much it was cause the artist he had perform at that club, he was riding real hard for them. Yep. And then come down to it. When it came down to it, shots come off, Zack get hit, they fly right out on him, jump in their baby mother's car, and leave him there. I guess not a lot of people like that, so a couple days after, T Streets was left on the side of the road. It's crazy. I'll tell you something. I've been watching Chicago now since 2013, and your favorite rapper, your favorite Chicago rapper, they usually don't last no longer than freaking 4 years. It's wild out there. Only ones I know pretty much is Dirk, Keith, and G Herbo, obviously, because they all moved out of Chicago. But everybody else, dead or locked up. Like L.A., Rondo, Young Pappy. There's so many of them. It's insane. Exactly. I heard it got to the point where some labels were starting to get smart. Only a couple labels. They were actually signing these people when Chicago drill was at their peak, even though they were losing their lives fast. But what they would do is go and get life insurance on them once they sign the deal. So, alright, yeah, keep making that gangster music. You're gonna sell a lot of money, and then if something happens, boom, we got life insurance. And then people ended up finding that out, allegedly.